Hello friends, in this C++ tutorial we will go over how separating function definitions from function declarations in header files can improve compile times. This is something that I always knew to be true, but I never actually dug deeper than just taking it as a factual statement. So I decided to dig a little bit deeper and look at the generated assembly code and see what actually gets generated and why exactly separating function definitions from function declarations improves compile times. So we're going to go over 4 examples. So here I've got a class called Inline class. It has a function called printSum, which takes in 2 integers, a and b. It prints out the sum of a and b. And inside of the main.cpp file, I include this HPP file, and then I print the sum. Very simple C++ code. So now let's make this and see what happens. In the make command, I'm doing 2 separate things. First, I'm creating the assembly as well as creating the executable. So if I do /main, that's going to print the sum of 1 and 2. But that's not the thing that we really care about. What we really care about is the assembly code. So how does the assembly code look when you inline a class? Well, this is the main function, and as you can tell, it is really long. It's over 1600 lines of code. And this is because the main function is calling this function right here called printSum, and that printSum is getting defined inside of main itself in the assembly. The main function, which includes this file, is increasing a lot in the assembly size because it has to also define this function. Now let's see what happens if we were to separate these two. I've got a main.cpp file, which is essentially doing the same thing here. The main difference is that this time around, the .hpp file is only defining the function declaration, and we're going to have a separate cpp file that defines the function. How is this going to be any different? Well, we can compile the files and figure it out once more. I'm going to do make once more, and this time we're going to have to compile the separate header file as well and generate the assembly for that, and check out the main file as well. So let's see what happens to the assembly file in main. Now this time around, the main assembly is really small. It's only 26 lines of code. And here you can see that there is an assembly instruction called call, and it is going to call the printSum function in the separate header class, which we can find by going to the separate header class and saying that, oh, it's defined here. So here you can see it says begin function, and essentially we've separated the code, but at the same time, both of these combined is still 1600 lines of code. So what we've done is said, main function is going to call another function, but in cumulation, we have the same amount of lines of assembly code generated. And this is something that I always found confusing. So I was like, okay, so how does it actually help us? So that's where we're going to go to the next example. In this example, we can finally start seeing why just writing code inline is going to slow down compile times a lot. I've got 3 separate main files here. They're all doing the same thing, but you can imagine that if you had a calculator and a graphing calculator and some other sort of calculator, you might want to have the printSum function used in all of them. So just kind of work with me on the naming here. They're all the same, but what happens now? I'm going to go into the 3rd example. And now I'm going to run make once more. Now, the first thing that I want you guys to notice is exactly how slow this ends up being. Look at that. That is quite slow. The amount of time that it took each command to run was quite slow. You immediately see that there is something going on, you don't exactly know what. But if we look at the assembly, we will get the exact answer that we're looking for, which is that in each main assembly file, main.01, main.02, and main.03, they are all going to be 1600 lines of code in assembly, of course. And they're all going to redefine this function right here. They're all redefining it. That's exactly why they're all 1600 lines. I mean, do we need to redefine it? No. And that's exactly why compile times increase. And this is something that I never really kind of thought about in my head until I kind of went through this exercise and did it. And now, of course, for completeness sake, let's see how much time it takes to compile when we separate these 2 things out. Just for comparison, I'm still in the O3 directory here. So let's run that one more time just to see how slow that is, right? So again, this is the slow version that I just shown previously, very slow. Now let's cd into the 4th directory, and now let's do make. And look at that. Look at how fast the main files were able to create the assembly. Now let's look at the generated main assembly. So each of these, right, only 25 lines of code. Main 02, 25 lines of code. And what they're doing in each one of them is calling the function, which is defined in a separate assembly file right here. This is the separate assembly file where that function is actually defined and printed out, like you can see the cout here. And so what this tells us is exactly why compile times get worse when you include everything in a .hpp file and you can't just import everything. It's because the compiler has to copy and paste all that code, and then it's going to generate the assembly for all that code. And if it can just create one file and reference these functions from where the other files are calling them, that's why you need the header file. So hopefully that was helpful. I found this exercise to be very enlightening for me to understand exactly why compile times get slower. I would say that this is probably like a very boring video for most people. I think for me personally, I just don't like taking things for face value. I don't like it when somebody tells me, oh yeah, of course, separating the header file and the C++ file is going to, improve compile times. And I'm just like, sure. Eventually I kind of get annoyed that I took this black box and I didn't understand it. So doing this kind of helped me understand how that works, and hopefully it helps you guys understand how it works as well. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I know it's the end of the year, so hopefully you guys had a good year, and of course, happy holidays, and I'll catch you guys next year.